morning, everyone! It is currently 6:37 and today we are headed to Berlin. Now you're probably wondering, how are you docking in Berlin? It's in the middle of the land. And that's because we aren't docking there. We're actually going to be docking in a city called Wandermade. And it's actually a 3-hour drive to Berlin from where we're currently at. AKA, it's gonna be a very long day. We have 6 hours in Berlin itself and then 6 hours of travel time. But with our excursion we booked, we're gonna have a lot of time to see all the stuff across Berlin, the city wall, the cathedral, etc., etc. So it should be really fun, although I am running late. I need to go grab breakfast before the excursion leaves, so let's get going. I grabbed a quick breakfast and today's view, jaw-dropping. Probably the best view we've had. Our first stop of the day is the Brandenburg Gate. The monument was built in the 18th century on the orders of Prussian King Frederick William II after restoring power, but it became an infamous symbol during the Cold War when it became part of the Berlin Wall. This is the German Parliament building, built in 1894. Now we are driving by the Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe, which consists of 2,711 concrete slabs arranged in this grid pattern. We just stopped at a little restaurant for lunch, and they gave us a little salad for starters. The main course was buffet style, so I tried to grab a little bit of everything. I grabbed a little bit of dessert, and oh my god, it looked so good. We are now going to walk over to a section of the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was a guarded concrete barrier that divided Berlin from 1961 to 1989. This is Checkpoint Charlie, the best-known Berlin Wall crossing point between East Berlin and West Berlin during the Cold War. Checkpoint Charlie is in the middle of this very busy street, and it's a little strange seeing it surrounded by all these modern restaurants and shops. We are now at this beautiful square, and I just wanted to show you some of the buildings. I just found out that we are in fact not going to the Berlin Cathedral, but we are driving by it, so enjoy this quick view. Next, we're gonna head into this beautiful memorial building. This memorial is really simple. It says, "To the victims of wars and of the rule of violence," and it depicts a mother and her dying son. I cannot describe how quiet and eerie this place is. It's truly beautiful. Now we have a little bit of free time, so we're gonna wander around and find some trashy souvenir shops. We just found a mall and an I Love Berlin store, so let's head in. Say what you will, but these stores are great for buying cheap gifts for friends. These stores always have the most random selection of things, but it has a lot of cool Berlin merch. Unfortunately, we will not have time to eat at this beautiful cafe, but I still wanted to show you. Our final stop for today is Charlottenburg Palace, which was built at the end of the 17th century. I'm really sad that we don't have time to take a tour, but I will definitely be back one day. got back from our excursion and I have some thoughts. In total, it lasted 12 hours, 6 of which was driving time. And of course, that can't be helped because Berlin is nowhere near the ocean. However, there were some problems with the structure of our tour that I think could have been changed for the better. And we got to see all these beautiful historical monuments and buildings, but I felt like I didn't get to learn about any of the history of these places. We kind of just hopped off the bus, took pictures, and got back on the bus. I would have been fine with seeing less buildings if it meant that we got to stay and explore and learn more about a few key monuments. And I know it's just because we didn't have that much time in Berlin, and I definitely want to go back now because the food especially, chef's kiss. And if you are on a cruise and are going to Germany, I would recommend going to Berlin. However, just know that you're not going to get to see quite a lot. It's really just taking pictures and leaving. You're kind of figuring out what you want to see in the future. So that's just something to keep in mind. We missed our dining time in the main dining room, so we've come to Windjammer. I've grabbed just some stuff to munch on, and we are still in port. Absolutely gorgeous. Tonight's headliner show features Anna and Rolando, and usually the Daily Cruise Compass describes what kind of act is going to be performing, but tonight they just said it's going to be a special performance. I don't really know what that means, but I am intrigued nevertheless. So I will let you know what I think after the show. Okay, I just got back from tonight's headliner show, and I have to say, I felt so bad for the two performers because all the excursions with the Berlin Today, aka only 2 of them were back in time for the first showing. Maybe 100 people were in that whole theater, maybe. So whenever the performers would do a stunt, there would just be a few claps, some yays. I felt horrible because these stunts were beyond impressive, and there was really nothing to show for it. Hopefully the second showing got a little more love and attention. But to discuss the performers, they were acrobats, and that's so fun. I love watching acrobats. However, the one negative, they tried to make it a story, and here's the problem with that: it wasn't a good story. It felt awkward, it felt cringy. I literally wanted to leave. I was like, do I want to stay for this whole show? Like, I'm 15 minutes in, I don't know if I can do this. But man, did their skills make up for it. They did a bunch of roller skating tricks, lasso, whip, unicycle, juggling, you name it, they could do it. It was really fun once you got past the first 15 minutes. I really enjoyed myself, but at first there, I was a little nervous. I would definitely go see them again. They were really fun. Running a little bit late, but we are now officially leaving Germany. I didn't expect it to love it this much, so I hope to be able to come back one day. But for now, goodbye. I just got a drink and I'm just gonna sit back and relax. I do not get seasick very often, but these waves are killing me. We are slanted to the side just a little bit, man. Can you feel it? We are finally out of the rough seas and fairly far away from Germany. However, all of those blinking lights you see in front of you are actually wind turbines. By tomorrow though, we're going to be back in Denmark for one more day of fun. Definitely not ready for it to end, but thankfully we still have tomorrow. Okay, it is currently 11:26 and I'm going to call it a night. So thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content from me in the future, please consider subscribing as well. But I hope to see you in the next video, so have a good night.